afternoon, traders. Hopefully, everyone had a great weekend and is having a good day. All three major indices down today. Now, before we get into the show, I really do want to thank all my subscribers. I really do appreciate you guys tuning in and watching. Now, if you haven't seen the show before, the way we set the show up, we pick one new stock to highlight for the whole week. We go over our positions, and then I give you three stocks that look promising going into the next day. All right. Now, the one stock that we do highlight does not mean we own it. It just means it's had a lot of volume. It's moving up, it's moving with a lot of interest. And we just want to look at some key support levels so that either you may want to get into the stock or you could use that information with other stocks so you can find some good entry and exit points for your strategy. All right. With that said, let's go into the one stock that we are highlighting for this week, and that is Pacific Ethanol, PEIX. So this stock did intrigue me a little bit today. It was hitting a 52-week highs as the markets were down tremendously. So it, with good volume, as you can see too, we did over 9 million, close to 10 million shares. So it was really interesting to me. So I said I brought it up on the chart. So I want to give you my technical analysis on the stock. All right, so we could look and we saw it made a high of 784. It did close near the high of the day. So what now, right? So this stock has had a great run from mid-July up until now. It's been hitting this upper Bollinger Band with some pullbacks to this midpoint and then continuing to go higher. Okay, so what now? So as you can see, the stock is, in this overbought situation. This red line right here indicates the Bollinger Band on the upside, which is a bullish indicator, but it also means it's a very overbought indicator. Okay, but you have to know that these bullish overbought situations can happen and can stay overbought for a very long time. So if you're looking to get into the stock, I would wait till there's a pullback or there's some basing here, and wait to either this 10 SMA right meets price, or price comes down and meets the 10 SMA. Either way, I would not be a buyer in this situation. I would wait for one of those situations to occur before I'd be a buyer. All right, guys, that's PEIX, Pacific Ethanol. All right, so let's go over the stocks that we do own and see how they fared today. All right, first stock on our list was AQST that we own. And if you can take a look, we'll zoom in real quickly. And if you can see right here, the low of the day was right there at that 10 SMA, right? You can't even plan that, right? Right there, touched, buyer stepped in and brought it back. Now, it did try to fight to, where it opened today, but the markets were, were really, really bad today. So it doesn't surprise me. We closed lower, but not that bad, down only 19 cents. So for tomorrow, watch a takeout of today's high tomorrow, and then hopefully of Friday's high tomorrow, and then I'll see the stock hitting this Bollinger Band, on this upper Bollinger Band, and so hopefully we can get into that overbought situation where we can start making higher highs. There's very little inventory or shares traded above us, so if any little push, I think we're going to start making 52-week highs here. AQST, long since $6.45. Next stock that we do own is VUZI. VUZI. Here's another one that went down to this 10 SMA, and that value area high are right there. Still, didn't even touch it. Still very bullish in this name. It did take out yesterday's or Friday's low today. So for tomorrow, again, we got to support this line in the sand right here, that value area high. I'm going to call 422 as a low, and hopefully we don't get below that mark right there. All right, VUZI, long since 405. Next stock that we do own is STNG. Now, STNG obviously had a bad day too. It was down almost 5%. The one thing that does concern me a lot is that we did break below, this 50 moving average and the 10 moving average right there. And then so it may want to fill this gap right here before going higher. But if it starts moving below this 1138 area right here, I'm going to have to reconsider my position and, obviously either take that loss in the stock or, just take the loss on the stock at that point if we start getting below that area right here. But I'm still bullish overall in the name, and I think it will start gaining some traction here in the next day or two. All right, that is STNG. Next stock that we do own and performed quite well today was XERS. XERS was up 25 cents or about 4%. At one point, this was way above the $7 mark. We were up over 10% on the name. Really, really love my trade location on the stock. Got long here initially, at that 465, then added to my position. Cost average is 495 now, but I still love this the stock and where it's going. If you take a look, not many shares above this area, so it's not going to take many shares or much of a push to go higher in this name. Up XERX, up on this one, we got in at 495. Next stock that we do own is SPPI. Here's another one. Had a decent day considering the market action, only down 14 cents or about 3%. Again, we're above this value area high here, above this 10 SMA. If you take a look on this one, again, not many shares above us being traded, so there's probably very little resistance going into this gap or a gap down. You have to worry once we get into that $8 range before you might see some sellers coming in. I still think there's a good 10 or 15% in this name, so I am long SPPI since $4.86. Next stock that we did sell today was SPCE. Now, if you remember from Friday's show, I did say watch a break below Friday's low in order to get out, and that's exactly what I did. It did gap lower, so I did get out. I got out at $16.82. Took about a 70-cent loss on that one. Next stock that we do or used to own is MOS. Very, very disappointed in this name. It was down $1.45 today. Gap down, went below my stop loss area. Had to, got out as quickly as I could. Did get out of Mosaic at 18.34. Took $1.30, $1.40 loss on this one. But you know what? Still kind of bullish overall, but I still think I could get a better price entry on this one. So I'm looking for a pullback, maybe to the 50 or maybe to the 200. But as of right now, I am out the name of Mosaic. All right, guys, let me give you the 3 quick stocks that look good going into tomorrow. And the first one is going to be VIPS. Now, VIPS was up today on a bad market day. Always intrigues me. But if you take a look, it did go above this 200-day moving average quite nicely, and the 10 SMA, the 10 simple moving average as well, and we did cross above this point of control. So I do really like the setup. The risk-reward setup is really good on this one. So I used today's low as my out, and I'm going to wait for tomorrow, watch that first 30-minute candle. If it takes it out on the upside, I will be a buyer. As soon as we get above this value area high, I believe we're going to go a lot higher in the stock. That is VIPS. Second stock that I am recommending for tomorrow, after that first 30-minute candle, if we can get above that, would be TRUE, TrueCar. So again, here's one that is above this value area high. Bounced off that 10 SMA today. That's where it just held like a champ, held that value area high at 474. Did close near the high of the day. Really love the setup on this one. I love stocks that are hitting the Bollinger Band for the first time and closing near the high of the day. Usually that portends a higher move. If you take a look, there's not many shares above us in this area, so there's going to be very little resistance. Watch this name to go higher in the next upcoming days. I will be a buyer above that first 30-minute candle. Last stock on our list that looks promising going into tomorrow is TOL, Toll Brothers. Again, if you take a look right here above this 10 SMA on the daily, held that very nicely on a bad market day. Hit that Bollinger Band on that high side right there, the upper Bollinger Band. We are close to this value area high. And finally, we are very close to that 52-week high. We move above this value area high right here. Not many shares at all traded above here. That means buyers will be stepping in to take this higher. All right, guys, that are the 3 stocks that I do like going into tomorrow. That is Toll Brothers, TOL. That is VIPS. And lastly, TrueCar, TRUE. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me on this bad market day. But I do promise you better days are here in the upcoming weeks. Anyway, again, thank you so much. Remember, you can contact me at eric@valueareatrader.com. That's eric@valueareatrader.com. And if you haven't subscribed, I really do appreciate if you do so. Everyone, remember to trade smart and be safe.